I just got out of the shower and I had this realization that I have this whole story to tell about the past. I think it was 7 years ago. Okay, so me and my kids were living in Corsicana in an apartment. And by the way, I have like proof of everything that I'm saying. But we were living in Corsicana. I've been picking at my fingers again, nerves. And I had a really large Twitter following, and I would usually ignore messages that I got from people, but I got a message from this man and he said something about Mexican food tonight. And I was like, who the heck is this? So I go on his profile and he seemed kind of interesting. He was really into Buddhism and meditation, and he was a life coach, certified life coach, which is not really much of anything, but he was also an adjunct professor for both TCU and I think it was Texas Southern University. I don't remember what the other one was because it's been so long. Anyway, we decided we would meet up for margaritas and Mexican food at Old Mexican Inn in Corsicana. And we did, and this was after we had been talking for a while, and we did, and he was pretty awesome. He showed up in sandals though, and I didn't really care. He just kept on pointing it out. And he was so incredibly sweet. And he had been a teacher at one point, like for children, and he had been a coach, and he had been a pastor. He had been all these different things, and he was just so interesting. And he had written a book, and of course I didn't read the book because it was like way over my head. My dog's sneezing, I'm sorry. My ADHD, I seem to have it, don't I? I didn't think I did, but now I do. Okay, so like all of these things were going on. I was catching kind of feelings for him, and we moved kind of slowly and progressed to the point where I met his kids, he met my kids, and then eventually I moved in with him in Burleson. He moved to a different apartment, and I left my apartment in Corsicana, which is where I was with my kids. So it was all safe and wonderful. Anyway, we had this really great life, and it was so much fun, and we did a lot of meditation and yoga, and things were really normal, and we had like this great fairy tale life. We never fought, and whenever I would have issues, he would help me work through them, and I would help him work through his, and it was just can't say anything, but it was perfect. And we started doing vlogs, and he before I moved in though, he proposed to me on my birthday, and it was so incredibly sweet the way he did it and everything. We went back to OMI, and for a long time I blocked out this memory. I didn't really, I mean, I knew we had gotten engaged, but I didn't really remember the story of it. And although he's not a good person, there are moments that were incredibly beautiful. I wanted this baby grand piano, and he and my stepdad and my kids and some random kid, I don't know where he came from, all helped move this baby grand piano into my house. And I had like this really cool baby grand piano that I had always wanted, even though they did break it, but that was okay because it was really probably junk anyway. But anyway, so like these kind of things, he remembered things about me. He got my favorite everything. He always remembered what was important to me. He made a lot of eye contact, which I'm usually uncomfortable with, but with him, I never was. He was good to me. We started working out together. After we moved in together, we started dieting together. We started doing vlogs together. He started getting a large following as well, with his meditation and his coaching, his life coach things. So after we had moved in and everything had settled down, he came into our room one day, and he said to me that he wanted me to go to TCU with him. And I hated going there. It's so overwhelming. There's so many people and there's so much stuff. And I was just like, not today, please, not today. He's like, I've got to return books, and I want you to go with me. So I was kind of like, having like a bit of a panic attack. I didn't really want to go and be around a lot of people that day. So I said, not today. And then like in 10 minutes or so, my son Sam runs in the room. He says, the police here, they need to talk to you. I said, whatever, get out of here. And I was like, just whatever, the police are not in our house. So Sam comes again, and he's panicked, and he goes, Mom, the police are here. I was like, we'll have Coleman deal with it. And they're like, and he's like, they want to talk to you. So I go in there, and the Burleson SWAT team is in my kitchen, and I'm just standing there trying to catch my breath, because I thought, the cops are here, obviously they're gonna tell me something horrible. Where is my son? So I started asking where Gage is, because he's my oldest. Like, where's my son? And they're just like, how well do you know Coleman Baker? And I was like, Dr. Baker is what they called him. And I said, he's my fiance. And they were like, I'm trying to remember what he said, because it's almost like I wasn't present. I felt like the floor was dropping beneath me, and I just started looking around me for a place to sit down. I mean, I was looking at the floor and looking everywhere, and I remember looking at the microwave and seeing what time it was, and then looking at his tag. And I was trying to, you know, just somehow have some grasp on reality, because I thought that they were about to tell me something horrible about my oldest child. And it felt like the floor was falling out from underneath me. So I don't remember if I sat on the floor. I might have, but he's like, Dr. Baker, how well do you know him? And then I just, you know, I'm just not really there, and I'm just dissociated, and I'm trying to answer the questions, and they say to me that they got him for, that they were there because he was under investigation for not possessing, but uploading and storing on PhotoBucket, of all places, child pornography. And I'm just like, in a way, I was relieved that my child was okay. I know that that's a strange thing to say in the middle of all this, but in a way, I was relieved that Gage was okay. So, trying to come back into reality, trying to breathe through this, and process this information that they just gave me. And I'm in a room full of the SWAT team, and honestly, I don't remember after that. So that's part one.